Hey.
Hello, KZOOMers.
Oh, great to see you.
Good to see you. And Sabrina, you got the right time this time. Yay.
On time.
On time. And I want to just take a look around the KZOOM room to say hello. Oh, wow. Some wonderful faces.
Diana's back.
Yay. John is here. Yay.
Hey, John.
So, wait a minute. So what is the chef to tell us what notes to set a shruti for each one? Yes, I will. I will set the. So, I use the shruti of C, G, and C, and I'll tell you when it's changed from that. Otherwise, if I don't tell you, that's kind of the default shruti.
CGC.
CGC. So we are inspired by this week's Love at the Center to cultivate a fierce love. And we do that because the image that we are given is one that is so strong. The text says, "Here is Solomon's bed." Now, just want to say that whenever the Song of Songs mentions Solomon, Shlomo, it's a kind of a code word for the perfected being. You know, it's like that, because that name, Solomon, is connected to this, really, our wholeness.
The wisdom of Solomon.
But what I'm saying is something different.
Oh.
Wholeness, that the word itself is about, that it signals that you are on a path of integration, of coming into wholeness, of finding parts of yourself that may have, I think of it as broken off in trauma, or been repressed, or been pushed aside, and we're going to reconnect. And so it says, here is Solomon's bed. So we're calling up that possibility of wholeness, surrounded by 60 warriors, the heroes of Israel. So And on our spiritual path, the more protected that we feel, the more that we feel ourselves held and kind of in the safety of the divine aura, the more that inside it we can relax and open and receive the gift of this moment. And so this idea of this place of perfection in us is surrounded by 60 warriors, the heroes of Israel, each of them skilled in battle, and each with a sword on his thigh against the terror of night. So that sword is the sword of truth that cuts through illusion. And without that sharp sword that is, that represents clarity, fierce love, kind of that sense of ultimate safety, to be surrounded by that, then we're not going to be taken in by perception, by deception, even our self-deception, mostly our self-deception. Janice says there are 60 letters in the Birkat HaKohanim. Yeah. All right. So we're surrounding ourselves with that blessing. And so that my goal in cultivating a fierce love is to reclaim certain parts of myself that were kind of pushed aside through my conditioning. And I brought a couple of props here to show you something about the journey. For me as a little girl, this is Lamb Chops. I kind of modeled my personality after Lamb Chops because she's so sweet, she's so nice, and that was what I thought I was supposed to be. But there was this other place in me, that was the Tasmanian devil, and the Tasmanian devil was like, the Tasmanian devil was really wild, and the Tasmanian devil was also a part of me, but not always appreciated. But an essential part of me that sometimes got pushed down, and and then I spend my life trying to call up. And Johnny is here, who's close to Tasmanian.
That's right. How about that?
You've probably met some real Tasmanian devils. No. And so the integration of these two parts of myself brought me to Kuan Yin. And let me see if I guess I'll bring her. So Kuan Yin has in her this incredible gentleness, and yet if you could see that she is standing on the head of a great kind of dragon beast there. She has she embodies the fierce love, which means when you have that fierce love, and access to it, then you can use it with wisdom, with love. If you don't have access to it, it comes out anyway in passive-aggressive kind of ways, that fierceness, because it doesn't have a pathway. And so in my spiritual practice, I want to reach in and find all of me, even the parts of myself that were sort of, I was conditioned to push away and saying this was not a good part, because I need it all. I need that power. And what I realize is that in order to keep my heart open and not be continually defending my heart, I have to have a kind of a sense of my own personal power, kind of, those of you who know the EFR, the energy field recharge, is about putting inside your field the fullness of your power, which is God's power, so that within that container of radiant power, you can keep your heart open and don't have to keep on closing and protecting it. So we want to establish these 60 warriors around the heart, the perfected heart, and really all of us find this access to the sword of truth that can cut through the illusions of separateness, the illusions of our isolation, the illusions of our powerlessness. We want to cut through those. So let's bring that sense of power, righteous, aware, clean, sharp sword that is in us to this practice, so that we can reconnect with that capacity in us.
Ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot.
I just want to give a little hint there that if we focus on the consonants and make them really crisp and clear, we'll be able to pour into that container of the consonants the power of the vowels here. So it's
Ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot, ish charbo mipachad balaylot. Oh, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot. Oh, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot. Oh, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, ish charbo al yerecho, mipachad balaylot, mipachad balaylot.
So imagine those 60 warriors surrounding you. And what is awakened in us is a sense of safety, relaxation on the inside, connection to our authentic kind of place of aliveness. So, so the mystery of what happens to us to numb us out, to disconnect us from our life force. It's like we have to, to reconnect with something that is sort of buried so deep. And just this afternoon, I was doing a spiritual direction session for someone with them, and we were kind of exploring this kind of what felt like a lack of kind of continuous joyful aliveness that this person was experiencing, and we went back to when she was like 4 years old, and really kind of had an experience of like shutting that down, of feeling some shame about that exuberance, and sort of just shutting it down. And I said, like there's something in there, and it's like the God spark in us. And this next practice, I call it calling forth the hidden power, because I want to speak to that, that little 4-year-old girl who carries with her this authentic spark of God that is shining, but it has been dimmed by life, and by shame, and by disappointment. And so I call to that God place inside me. I say, Kumah, Adonai, rise up, you who has been pushed down inside. And Hoshiyeyni, Elohai, save me, my God. I often say in parentheses, save me from my mishigas. Save me from my conditioning. Save me from all of those layers of shame, of fear, of the past that holds me, so that I can totally come into this present moment in my complete aliveness. So I want to ask everyone to just close your eyes and see yourself, maybe as a young child before anything got kind of squashed in you, and see that kind of like that spark of aliveness that we're going to call forth. Because in order to have that, cultivate that fierce love, we need that. We need Taz. And we can call to that place in us tenderly, gently. Rise up, save me from being so much of a kind of like a grown up.
Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni
Elohai
Kumah Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai 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 Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai
Once more.
Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni Elohai Kumah Adonai Hoshiyeyni
So close your eyes and imagine that young one inside you, and allow their shame to fall away, their fear to fall away, and imagine that life force rising, coming into wholeness, reintegrating that life force with your inherent kindness, coming into this Kuan Yin perfected self. And if you want to open your eyes and just take a look around the KZOOM room, to be able to look, through beyond the mask, to see that original face there, that authentic, powerful self. Just
Oh, and puppies are little sweet dogs are they've got that face already. It's the God face right there.
So we invite that power through each other, and I just want I want to honor my beloved Rachmel for a moment to just say that part of my conditioning as a growing up as a woman was that I thought that there was a choice that I had to choose between my power or being loved. And that if I really chose my power, then nobody would love me. And so Rachmel got to prove me wrong. And he knew he learned how to love me in my power, which is
it is great. It is yummy. Who knew? It's just like, wow, come on, guys. That's the best thing ever.
Yeah. So it seems like just a lifetime of healing those old wounds and reconnecting with something of our inheritance. There is a commandment in the book of Leviticus that says that you should always keep fire on the altar. And since when we didn't have the Mishkan anymore, we had the temple. And when we didn't have the temple anymore, the temple went inside so that the altar of sacrifice became the heart. And so if we take this commandment to heart, it says that fire shall always be kept burning on the altar. The fire is kind of that fuel of that spark of God that is in us, and furthermore it says, and don't let it go out. Don't let it go out. There's so much in this world and in our conditioning that could put that fire out, and so there's a kind of a stalwartness, vigilance that says, no, I'm not going to let that fire be put out. And whenever I do this practice, I always, sort of place two different questions on the altar of the chant. One is, what is it that lights my fire, that feeds my fire, that kind of lights up the passion in me, the aliveness in me? What is it that I need to feed that fire, to keep that fire going? And then the other question is, knowing myself over all these years, what is it that puts my fire out? And to have an awareness of that. So there's a fierceness in the fire, and the fire can be destructive or creative, depending on how much awareness we bring to it and how it is focused, really. So whatever fire we have in us that has been pushed down, then becomes something of a bit dangerous thing inside us. But when we bring awareness to it, we can turn it into this joy of life. To love. I have a sign over my computer that says "Love life, no matter what." That what? There's a lot of whats.
A lot of whats around. Yep.
But I think I need to keep, sort of feeding that fire, or tending the fire within me, so that it can be, so I can use it. So there are three different parts to this chant, and we only have two of us. So And the shruti I'm going to use on this is an E and an A.
E and A.
For this shruti. And so one part of it, Rachmiel will sing that just says Aish tamid. This is this eternal light, the light that just kind of is continual, that that won't go out. So that part goes like this. Aish tamid, Aish tamid,
Aish tamid, Aish tamid.
So as you chant that, you're making a commitment to be tending that fire. And then there's another part that says, Lo tichbeh, 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 Lo tichbeh. And with that is this commitment to guard that fire, to say no, nothing's going to put that fire out. And then the whole chant, if you want to sing all of the words, it says, Aish, Aish tamid, tukad hamizbayach, lo tichbeh, lo tichbeh, Aish tamid, tukad hamizbayach, lo tichbeh, lo tichbeh. So we are making a commitment to that fierce love, to this shining presence inside us, and we can dedicate the power of this chant to saying to cultivating that love. So we'll start with that eternal flame.
Aish tamid, Aish tamid, Aish tamid, Aish tamid, Aish tamid, Aish tamid.
start to imagine inside your heart of this flame of God that you've made this commitment to, and that flame is wise and self-aware. And you just want to ask that flame, what is it you need to keep burning strong and clear and bright? What is it you need? And then you might want to ask, the fire also. I always ask, well, what is it that puts you out? What is it that puts you out? And if you'd like to just inspire, so we can inspire each other to put into the chat what you received from the fire. My fire was really talking all about spaciousness. How not to be make myself so busy that I don't have that space to have this clear space.
To have time to play.
Is that what yours was?
Absolutely.
If anybody wants to put in the chat what your fire needs.
If I'm playing and laughing, I am not into negative anything. It's all positive.
Staying in the presence of other embers, yes. The connection. Fire needs connection and spaciousness, generosity, nature, support,
giving, trust in
passion,
God
commitment,
for all things.
joy, put out by despair and hopelessness and depression.
Yeah.
Giving, trust in God, focus, kavanah, being present,
Being truthful to myself and others, doing creative projects.
self-respect. This chanting community.
Yay!
Playing.
Playing, that's right. Yes.
Self-love. Healing younger self. Sweet
Go
self-love.
support. So make
Love, eternal light. And if you want to mention now, what is it that puts your fire out? For me, this kind of sense of just being distracted and kind of filling up my time. This estrangement, self-doubt, wasting time with distractions, lack of connection, shame, reading the news too much, cable beauty, self-doubt, lies, and deception. Okay.
Well, that's what we're leaving behind. As soon as we notice that we're in
distracted,
whatever state
too
that is,
busy, fatigue.
pull ourselves away from it.
Yeah,
Back into the play.
Just bringing. Okay. So one more practice that I want to do in cultivating this fierce love comes from Psalm 27, and it is. Let me see. I think we have. I think this is an F and a C, and a C and an F and a C.
CFC.
So turn your hope to God. Kavay el Yah. So kavay is a word that is like a kav is like a line of connection. So establish this line of connection to the great mystery, and then these words Chazak v'ya'ametz, which is to be strong and be filled with courage, and we kind of strengthen each other or inspire each other with our courage. I remember one time I was in a really terrible car accident when I was younger, and all these different I experienced all these different modalities of healing, and people were doing things to me to heal me. But the thing that worked the best was to be in this sports medicine, physical therapy place where I was surrounded by people who had this courage, so that I could be inspired, I could be filled with that courage. So, Kavay el Yah is connect yourself, and also turn your hope, turn on that hopefulness towards this mystery, toward this infinite possibility. Turn towards it. Which means that there's some kind of old stuff we're turning away from. Like the old tired, stuff that are loops in our head. We turn away and we turn towards this unknown, and then we fill ourselves with strength and courage, and into our heart. And that word in English, courage, has the heart right in it. So it's courage is a kind of a heartfulness. So let's inspire each other with this. And I know that each of us, each of us faces just kind of unique challenges every day. And we want to rise to those challenges without dread, but with a kind of a joyfulness and a sense of support. Here. Kavay el Yah, Kavay el Yah, Chazak tamid libecha, Kavay el Yah, Chazak tamid, Chazak tamid, Chazak tamid libecha, Kavay el Yah, Chazak tamid libecha, Chazak tamid, Chazak tamid, Chazak tamid libecha, Chazak tamid libecha, Chazak tamid libecha,
Ya'amet,
Chazak,
Chazak Ya'amet libecha, Kavay el Yah, Kavay el Yah, Chazak Ya'amet libecha, Chazak Ya'amet, Chazak Ya'amet, Chazak Ya'amet libecha, Kavay el Yah, Kavay el Yah, Chazak Ya'amet libecha, Chazak Ya'amet, Chazak Ya'amet, Chazak Ya'amet libecha.
So let your heart be filled up with the strength and joy of this chant community. Chazak, Chazak, Vanit, Chazek. Be strong, and then we get to strengthen each other, to inspire each other on our path. So let's just take another look around the KZOOM room to see these inspiring heroes of Israel. Where everybody with their Tasmanian devil.
And their lamb chops.
And your lamb chops. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they hang together, you know.
Yeah.
So that's so yeah, and so I wanted to say that there's a couple of retreats that are now ready to be maybe happen. One in a Shavuot retreat in southern Colorado, where we'll be camping. We'll be safely outside in the wilderness on Shabbat hamidbar and Bamidbar, and then another retreat, an interfaith retreat in New York that I'm doing. So look at my schedule if you feel like you're ready to come together. I'm looking forward to those. And again, you know, go to my website, connect with all the resources there, leave a little donation, and we're going to be seeing you next week. But meanwhile, if anybody wants to stay for a 10-minute connecting time to reflect on your practice,